You say you'll never buy an EV. I made a video about it, and maybe you still believe it. But finally, some serious comments on the EV transition. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla Weekend. Brian, isn't it interesting some people would rather have a car with 25 miles a gallon than a 125 miles per gallon equivalent, or a 20-gallon tank versus a 2-gallon battery equivalent? I'll bet you the price of gasoline will go up when the sales go down. Gonna have to raise the price of gas station coffee just to keep the profits up. Is efficiency such a terrible thing to have? I can still remember when Obama said some people just don't get it. So yeah, it's crazy to think about that you would rather pay 2, 3, 4, 10 times more for your gas than for your electricity in the same mile per gallon situation. And that's only going to get worse as gas becomes less common. I don't know why you'd want to do it. And will the gas stations have to raise the price of coffee? No, they won't, because they're going to put in chargers, and instead of buying $3 worth of coffee, you're going to buy $20 worth of lunch, or a hat, or a charger, or a souvenir, or if it's Buc-ee's, maybe you'll get some brisket. Oh, so good. I enjoy your videos, but this one was a bit too close to politics in a very divided country. There may have been a better way to make this point. I wish you continued success. So this video shouldn't have been political, the one we're talking about. It's not a left and right issue in most places. It's a world issue, and the world, despite their many conflicting interests, is all on the same page. You've got China and India and Thailand and the US and Canada and Brazil all pushing for the same thing independently. The European Union is doing it all as one, as they like to do, but that's why they're a union. So I don't know how to make it less political. If there are people who wish to politicize that issue, that's not something I can change. I wish them well. I disagree with their perspective, but this shouldn't be a political issue. The fact that someone with that username chose to self-identify as an absolute clown is not something I can really change. I didn't choose to interact with them. They chose to address comments towards me. How do you go to the UK in a sustainable way? See, I'm going to the UK very soon to speak at Fully Charged in Farnborough. And this ridiculous sort of nonsense is something you see from time to time. Oh, how can you be a climate activist, which I am not, when you still fly? And it's dishonest and ridiculous. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. But I did come up with an idea that would probably work. I'm not sure how well they'll take it. Today, I'll never buy an EV, but 110 years ago, I'll never buy an automobile. I like my horse and carriage. With time, mindset change. And Jason says, did we have to outlaw horses to do it? No. I am sure that it will be obvious that EVs are just better, like the Model T to the horse and buggy. Right, we didn't have to outlaw horses because there were thousands, millions of people breeding horses, selling horses, caring for horses. There's only about 10 companies in the world that make all the cars. And they really don't want to get on board with this. They got a good thing going. They have to be pulled, dragging and screaming into the future, and they don't like it. They didn't want seatbelts. They didn't want airbags. They didn't want crash zones, crumple zones. They didn't want emission control. They didn't want smog control. They didn't want high miles per gallon. They didn't want any of it because it's expensive to move to the future. And we can just keep printing money on old engines, old designs forever. But we got to move to the future. And now we see the path is clear. You can make a compelling EV that's fun, that's affordable, that's within the price range of most new car buyers, that works. And there are incentives to make it happen. We tried the carrot, the big $7,500 EV credit that was around for a very long time, and most companies ignored it. They didn't care. The carrot didn't work. The stick was mandatory, just like it was on all those other innovations we've seen over time that have done nothing but make cars better. I'll never drive an EV. because my Tesla will drive me. Boom. All right. All right. You got me on that one. Totally fair. And hopefully they will. If we live long enough, we'll stop buying cars because we'll not live long enough for that. If we live long enough, maybe we'll become unable to drive. Maybe we'll no longer enjoy the monotony on long trips. Well, getting there is half the fun. No, the stops along the way are half the fun. Getting there is monotonous and no fun. I'm the only driver in my house. I don't get to look out the window and enjoy the view. The only looking out the window I get to do is staring at other cars. Mostly from the back because, I look forward when I drive. So that's no fun. I got to drive to Portland recently in someone else's car who was driving, and I got to look out and I was like, oh my gosh, there's like mountains and views and stuff. Never knew. Had no idea. Driven that way 1,000 times. Probably 200 times. Never knew. Getting there isn't half the fun. I'd rather look out the window. I'd rather chat with friends or watch a movie or do any number or sleep. Oh, hop in your car, press I'm feeling lucky and see where you wake up. That would be wild. Let's get there. Buy an EV with what money? Well, the money you would use to buy a car. If you have money to buy a new car, EVs are not more expensive. The average new car is somewhere between $43,000 and $49,000, depending which source you look at. EVs are in that range. There are quite a few you can get for less than $43,000 and even more below $49,000. And then you add the incentives on, they're far below $43,000 and $49,000 for quite a few different cars from quite a few different companies. It's a good time. Now, if you're talking about used cars, well, used cars are quite expensive right now, regardless of what kind it is. And so, yeah, those are going to be pretty expensive. Those are going to be tough to get, but the price does come down. Used Teslas have come down significantly in price. So the options exist. They are there. CARB having a budget of $1.5 billion with 1,500 employees and half of its infrastructure, office space, then the average salary is $500,000. And Fred's playing. Fred's a regular. Love you, Fred. No, most of that, $1.5 billion, is paid out in consumer credits, rebates, incentives, and a lot of it is paid out to companies to do the right thing when it is not necessarily profitable to do so. So the budget may look high, but it's not all waste. It's going back into the actual objective of cleaner air and whatnot in that regard. So thank you for hanging out for these. These were a lot of fun. Big thanks to all my patrons who make this possible. YouTube does not pay very well, and I know other channels make quite a bit more than I do, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there. So thank you, in the meantime, to everyone who actually keeps the lights on, as bright as they are. And one last, I'll probably do this another 10 times, a reminder, I'm going to be at Fully Charged in Farnborough, England, for the 28th through the 30th of April. I will then be traveling through England and Ireland with two of my boys, back to the motherland, as it were, and would love to connect with you. If you're going to be at Fully Charged, if you are in England or Ireland and would like to say hello, let me know. I'll see if we can get it on the calendar. Would be a lot of fun. So, with that said, I suppose I should say, what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? Leave it all in them comments below. And yeah, stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots in England or Ireland. Hey, that'd be cool. Let me see if I can find it. It's kind of fun. Who's going to be here? Is it this one? It's this one. Boom. Haha, proof positive. Proof of life. Yeah. There's a lot of truly amazing speakers that are going to be there. 3 full days. Oh, such great people. Yeah, all kinds of topics. Bobby Lou. By the way, Fully Charged just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Oh, they do great work. It's not surprising. Jack is a lot of fun. And Dan, of course. I've met them both at Fully Charged in San Diego last year. Okay. Well, yeah. Talk to you soon.